here. Those rubber grommets just sit right on top. Then I just took some rubber leather stripping to put in the middle all the way across. You could do a rubber grommet in there, but I already had the weather stripping, so why not? Washer, lock nut, and that's pretty self-explanatory. Then, back here, I haven't tightened this one down, but I moved the rubber spacer in between these two, and then I'll tighten this down with just a washer here and a washer there. But it's where the two metal comes together. The two hard pieces coming together is where you need the soft cushion. So that's that. All right, as stated before, this is a wasted space because we've got this gap here wasting, also this gap here wasting space. But then this covers up so much of the seat back that the actual seat itself is small. Here's it with the thing off. Look at how much space is there. This should probably be coming out underneath this. So then the seat isn't taking up so much of the actual, the backrest isn't taking up so much of the seat. But we put it in there that way because look, this comes in and it has to line up with right here. So I think it's the wrong bracket because that's literally made to do that. I don't understand. So for this, this comes off and we can just cut a notch down underneath this where this trim comes over this. And then that allows this bar that sits behind to come out here instead. And that puts the backrest back here so it's not squeezing this cushion. Okay, so you got this plastic tip off. You leave a little bit of a gap here, about 3/4 of an inch. And then you cut it down to be, you know, about 1 3/4 inches wide and basically all the way down to the depth, about a 1-inch hole. But you want it to be pretty level with the surface, so then this bracket can come underneath like so, slide through, and then the hole should be right where the current hole from the factory should be this seam right here. This seam. So you see that seam right there? It's where the hole currently kind of lines up. And then you just drill a new one here, and then for this pilot that's here to here, that's threaded. So you just got to take an extra long bolt like so. Put a washer in, unlike what the factory did. It screws into here. And you got a long gap there, but I don't know what else to do because I don't have a spacer bar to hold that. Okay, so now that it's behind here, you got them tucked under there. Drilled the new hole to go underneath. One of those friction bolts. So that's good. And so you got a lot more utilized space back here as opposed to doing it like that. Consequently, a lot more seat and legroom. So then the seat goes on, you've got all that seat instead of the little seat. And then gives you more legroom to reach the pedals. I still think that console's way too close, but at least that gives you a little bit more backrest to get your leg. A lot more straightforward back here. You just cut notches just a little bit less than the width of that. It's not going to be shown back here. I'm going to cut this little notch out right here so it fits. It slides underneath flush, but after I get that cut out, I'll just move this to the front so then it sits on top. And so this is actually in front of this because it's going to be behind it here. Okay, we've relocated. It goes right back against the backrest. Tucks in behind there. Put in a new screw from here to there. There's a gap there. Yeah.